Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Dwyer, CEO of Premier Orthopaedic Associates. As a parent of two former high school athletes, I can only imagine how difficult it is for so many of you who are unable to be at the game to watch your child or favorite student athlete compete due to COVID-19 restrictions this season. As such, our team here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates has partnered with our friends at BFA Sports to give you, the fans, a virtual front row seat. And for the student athlete, a new experience, a pretty cool professional broadcast they'll be able to keep forever at no cost for all of you to enjoy. Well, I see it's just about time for tip-off. So from all of us here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates, best of luck this season. Stay safe, be well, and while we hope we don't see any of you anytime soon, we're here for you if you should need us. Enjoy the game.
All right, good evening, everybody, and welcome here to the Pleasantville Rec Center. This is BFA Productions coverage of high school basketball presented by Premier Orthopaedics. Mike Gill and Dave O'Sullivan from Glory Days Magazine are with us for the matchup between the Pleasantville Greyhounds and the Holy Spirit Spartans. A nice little 5-minute rivalry here, Sully, and of course the Spartans come in with a record of 2-3, a couple tough losses. You were at the game when they played the Prep about a couple Saturdays ago. Left pretty impressed.
Yeah, really excellent game considering they're starting 5 sophomores, and Coach Gillespie kind of just said, hey, that was just a product of our youth not being able to finish that game out. They had about a 12-point lead at one point in the third quarter. Kind of let it slip away. And give credit to St. Augustine Prep. They really came back strong with their seniors and did a lot down the stretch to go ahead and win that game in overtime, but really showed kind of the potential this team has going forward. Like we said, with starting 5 sophomores, the future's bright for Holy Spirit.
Yeah, and I talked to Jamie Gillespie. I said, how are you guys going to be? He says, we're going to be really good, and you just meant it. 5 sophomores, and they took the Prep to the limit, but to have that youthful team, you're going to expect a couple mistakes here and there, but
yep.
When you have 5 sophomores on the court, this is a program now that looks like after a couple of years where non-typical Spartan years, it looks like they're back on the way up.
And it's really interesting, too, because there's not many. There's only one senior, Coach Gillespie's son, Gavin. So this whole group is going to kind of grow up together over the next couple of years. There's even a couple sophomores that aren't starters. So you're going to see this team be one of the ones to watch here in the Cape Atlantic League for the next 3 years.
For Pleasantville, by the way, 1-3. That same day they played the Prep, they had a tough day against rival Atlantic City. You know, one of the things with Pleasantville, you're never really sure who's in the lineup, who's
right.
not in the lineup, but we'll see who they start tonight as we are set to go here at the Pleasantville Rec Center. This game is being played at the Rec Center tonight, not at the high school, so it's a little different environment in here, and obviously no fans in attendance, and that's
almost kind of reminds me of the NBA Summer League out in Vegas, where it's just kind of in a cavernous gym and no fans. So,
all right, here we go, live action, BFA 97.3 ESPN.com. Pleasantville won the toss, and they elected to receive. They will have the ball first, going right to left in white.
Good to see
an easy layup to start things off, Ibn Mitchell.
Good to see Noah Gonzalez out there, senior for Pleasantville. He's really been the heart and soul of this program for the last couple of years.
Yeah, Dave, he didn't
24.
play in the game against Atlantic City, and they were really
And he's probably their best scorer, so they're going to really count on him tonight to put them on a scoreboard.
Long 3 is short, and the rebound goes out of bounds. Dave, he scored 25 in their opener against ACIT, and then they didn't have him again game against Atlantic City, and you could see they were really struggling to try to score.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see the matchup. They're not necessarily on each other, but Gonzalez and Jahir Smith on the other side both can really light it up and score in the 20s, maybe even 30 points if given the opportunity.
Pressure by the Spartans. Gonzalez kicks it out. St. Germain, and it looks like we got steps on the perimeter, so a turnover as Noel Gonzalez. As you just mentioned, he's their scorer, he's their aggressor, and when he's out, they really struggle to score, so watch 24 in white.
Yeah, the rest of these guys, not much varsity experience. Michi Villegas, a little bit of varsity time last year. Remember his brother Jacob was a standout player, 1,000-point scorer for Pleasantville.
Holy Spirit breaks the press, but then they throw it away as Freeman goes with a bounce pass. Smith, Wilkins, Freeman, Gillum, and Lanos are the 5 on the floor for the Spartans dressed in blue. Pleasantville try to inbound the ball. Lots of pressure. There's the trap. St. Germain, and he gets a timeout. So a far timeout by Pleasantville to start things off here. Don't forget our friends at Premier Orthopaedic Associates. You saw Dr. Dwyer in the pregame opener there. Thanks to them, you cannot be here, but we can be in your home bringing you these high school basketball games thanks to Premier Orthopaedic Associates and Dr. Thomas Dwyer, Mike Gill, and Dave O'Sullivan. Sully from Glory Days Magazine, you know the league so well. You're always out and about. I saw you the other night at Prep and St. Joe. And you talk about a program on the rise. This St. Joe team it's unfortunate that we're not going to have a playoff or something.
Man, they're fun to watch, aren't they?
They are.
So many good athletes on that floor. And really, St. Augustine Prep has more experience than them, but just so much more athletic and just a really fun team to watch get up and down the court.
Yeah, that game was a contrast of styles, no question. Here's the press. Breaking through it is Mitchell, and Mitchell just trying to dribble through, and he loses the handle. Steal by the Spartans. Back the other way. Freeman dribble drive into the middle of the lane. Loses the ball. Kick out. Swings it into the corner. 3 ball up and no in and out. Rattles offensive board. Put back blocked from the backside by Mathau, but a foul first. And we're going to get free throws here by the Spartans. Looks like Jaden Llanos will get to the line for Holy Spirit.
I like this kid, Mike. He's not a guy that's going to score a whole lot, but he's going to do that dirty work, get the rebounds, offensive rebounds, do a lot of things that not necessarily show up in the box score, but can really influence a game as it goes on.
Llanos' first attempt is good. Another odd situation where the referees can't touch the ball. Llanos' second attempt is off the back of the iron, no good. Rip down, rebound by Mitchell. Out comes the Greyhounds. Mitchell crossing the timeline. Dribbles to the right, at the elbow, kickoff into the corner. Germain thought about it. They get it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez thought about a 3. Now he's going to dribble drive, and a left-hand layup is good by Noel Gonzalez. He's got 2 into the corner. Shot is good, and a nice little runner there by Freeman.
Mike, keep your eye on number 5. He's going to be a really good player. Seen him a couple times. You see him there off the steal.
With the steal, and the putback is no good. And I got news for you. I just noticed this. I don't think I see a scoreboard anywhere.
Right up behind you.
Oh, there
You're going to have to crane your neck to see it. So.
I got 4-3 on my score sheet, but I just looked around. I said, is my score sheet right? And then I realized 4-3 is the score. At the line.
4-3 Pleasantville.
Jaden Llanos.
But yeah, as mentioned in the Freeman kid, just really a dynamic player, and you're going to see him throughout this game make some plays that are going to show the kind of promise that he's going to bring to this team over the next couple of years.
Second free throw is good, so 1 of 2 from the line for Llanos. More pressure by the Spartans. They try to inbound the ball. It's stolen away, and a rebound, and a layup is good. So another layup there by Kai Gillum. That almost looked too easy. And a timeout by Butch Warner.
Pleasantville really struggling with this pressure with their young guards. Maybe haven't faced this kind of pressure before, so on the varsity level, they're trying to
They
learn
saw
on the
it
fly
against
here.
Atlantic City.
Oh, yeah.
And they struggled just as much. In that game against Atlantic City, they were missing Gonzalez, who's a big factor for them, Dave.
Right.
They got shut out in the second quarter. It showed you the pressure defense that Atlantic City was playing. But talk about Atlantic City. They lost a game last night against Ocean City. That's another team, Ocean City, that if this was a normal year, they could have been a team that would have been interesting.
Gannon Brady, man, that kid can light it up.
Could have been interesting in the Cal tournament.
I think it really would have been a very interesting Cal tournament this year because you didn't have that dominant Wildwood Catholic team. You don't have a real dominant Atlantic City team or St. Augustine Prep. So there would have been some great competition had there been a Cape Atlantic League tournament. Hopefully we can get back to somewhat normal by next season. But, these kids are all just happy to be playing this year, and so much adversity they're having to go through with not only having a weird season with this COVID and a shortened 15-game schedule, but a lot of these kids aren't in school on a daily basis. They're doing home instruction, so a lot of different things going on in their lives, and basketball has really become a great outlet for them.
Back to live action out of the timeout. They inbound the ball to Gonzalez, and now a near steal as Mitchell tries a cross-court pass over to St. Germain. It was tipped out of bounds by the Spartans, and Holy Spirit defense is a big factor early. They lead 6-4 with 5:57 left to play here in this first quarter. Gonzalez catches off the inbound. I played baseball with his father.
Oh, yeah?
Make me old? His dad was a heck of a pitcher and a heck of a basketball player, by the way.
That kid's a great athlete, too.
Handoff Mitchell crosses over, kick into the corner. Dribble drive, a little right-hand pull-up is short, and the rebound comes down to Holy Spirit. And then it's stolen away by St. Germain, a little shovel pass, and then stripped away. And here come the Spartans up the far sideline. Dribble drive, kick into the corner, 3 ball up, and it is short. Rebound tipped up and taken back by Gillum. Ball's on the floor, picked up Gillum a 3, and that's off the side of the backboard. Now a kick out 3 off the offensive board. That's no good. Mathau tips it, and it is run down, stolen away. Llanos, and a layup is good. So a couple of opportunities, and Smith finally gets the layup. Right back the other way. Pleasantville had a good opportunity, but Mathau couldn't corral it. He shoots short. The rebound comes down to Gonzalez. Gonzalez's shot is up, but he is going to get called.
No Euro step? Come on, guys.
Not at this level. So Pleasantville trails 8-4. They are the home team here at the rec center.
Maybe one extra step there.
Holy Spirit, dribble drive. Llanos, his shot is up. It's blocked by Mathau on the backside. Rebound put back, no good. And the rebound is run down by Gonzalez. Gonzalez going to go coast to coast, and the layup is strong. So
nice
gives Gonzalez his 4th point of the game. It's 8-6. Back and forth they go. Llanos in the middle of the paint. Little ball fake, kick out. Swings it. Dribble drive, near steal by Mitchell and Jameer Wilkins. Now, this is you mentioned how young they are, this Spartans team.
A lot of energy when you're 15 years old, right?
Yeah. To be able to play, though, together like this for the next couple of years, this is going to be a fun team to watch.
Yeah, you don't really see that too often where you have a starting 5 that young.
8-6. Holy Spirit leads. Pleasantville with the ball, dressed in blue. Swings it. Baseline. Mitchell comes up with the block off Mathau, and Mitchell comes out with the rebound. Now he leaves it up for Gonzalez. Gonzalez catches. Gonzalez puts it on the floor and then dribbles it back between the circles. Under 4 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Spartans lead by 2. Pleasantville with the ball, dressed in white. Ball on the far sideline. Hands it off. St. Germain looking for a screen. He rolls off to the foul line, and it's stripped away. Here comes the Spartans in transition. He goes up for a big dunk, lost the handle, but the rebound putback is good by Smith, and he's got 4. 10-6, Holy Spirit. Gonzalez dribbling through the pressure. He lost the handle and back the other way. A little fake behind the back curl, and the layup was too strong, but a foul on the play, and it looks like they're going to get Walker with the foul.
Kind of a breakneck speed here in the first quarter. Each team trying to get out there and run. And
Sully, you were there in the prep game. That game got over in an hour and 14 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was unbelievable.
St. Joe and prep, yeah, that was.
First
well, there weren't a lot of fouls either. I mean, those teams know how to play at a high speed without making a lot of fouls. So you'll see a little bit of substitution here, get some fresh legs. Watch out for Mr. Kane there, number 15, coming in for Spirit.
Joe Gonzalez, by the way.
He's definitely a guy that can shoot the three-pointer.
Joe Gutierrez, into the game for Pleasantville. Wearing 55 and a turnover off the inbounds. So Pleasantville having a tough time inbounding the ball.
See an outside linebacker there, number 55?
He pitched for me, I'll tell you that much. He could throw strikes. At that age group, it's hard to find guys who can throw strikes consistently. Joe G can do it. You know, it's funny, I called him Joe G for so many years, I forgot his name was Gutierrez. It's funny, he came up to me beforehand and gave me a little fist pound, and he had a mask on. I didn't know what it was until I read the roster. Steal, back the other way, and a foul in the paint as another steal there by Jameer Wilkins. And this is just a fast, active hands, man. They got a lot of hands getting in the passing lanes.
Yeah, Pleasantville looks a little disorganized offensively. They got to kind of maybe slow it down a little bit for a possession or two and figure out what they're trying to do.
Wilkins, free throw is good. Now, all 5 starters are on the board now for Holy Spirit.
And typically you'll see that. I mean, Jameer Smith is obviously their leading scorer, and he'll get, anywhere from 15 to 25 in a game. But those other guys, they'll put up 6, 8, 9, 10 points to really complement what he's doing.
Second one is good. Makes a pair. 14-6, Holy Spirit. Trying to break the Spartan press. And Gonzalez slip sliding across the floor, and we got a turnover as into the game for Holy Spirit for the first time.
Gavin Gillespie. Coach Gillespie's son, he's the only senior out there on their roster.
He's wearing 14. As Pleasantville gets a 3. We'll answer there from Joe G. Into the corner. Cross-court pass. The 3 is long. Rebound. Spirit gets it. Gillespie puts it on the floor one time and a layup by Gillespie.
Even though Holy Spirit scored on that possession, I like what Pleasantville did. They kind of sagged into a zone, make Holy Spirit try to shoot it over you.
And a walk trying to get through that pressure as Walker took steps.
This can be a difficult gym to shoot in. I know it looks bright on the video feed here, but kind of a dark gym, and you have that white background on the one basket, so difficult to kind of gauge your perspective when you're shooting.
Yeah, very unconventional situation here with, the high school being down for the game tonight. This game is at the rec center in Pleasantville. A steal and a near layup is blocked away. The rebound comes down, and the putback by Villegas is good. So Mitchie Villegas gets on the board. Spartans back the other way.
Wilkins said, not on my watch.
Not tonight. 16-11. Cross-court pass, catch, shoot, 3 ball up and short off the front of the rim. Gutierrez with the rebound. In transition. Walker loses the dribble. He gives it off for Gutierrez. Gutierrez gets him to the corner. Couple dribbles to the foul line. Bounce pass
nice
down on
look.
the block, and a little right-hand runner. Push shot.
Nice look by Values. Got to be able to finish that.
And a throwaway of the pass of Holy Spirit in transition, and it's a turnover. So
right.
with 1:33 left to play in the first, 16-11, back and forth.
Great look by Values. Got to be able to finish that under the basket.
Gonzalez takes the inbound. The Holy Spirit's going to pull that pressure back. Gonzalez between the circles, top of the key. This is the slowest pace we've seen. Walker on the wing. Valius, and he kicks it into the corner. Thought about a 3. Walker puts it on the floor. In the middle of the paint, the ball's tipped away. Run down by Valius. Back to Gonzalez. 1 minute left to play here in the first quarter. Deep corner 3 is short, and the rebound now comes down to Gillespie. Here come the Spartans, dressed in blue, moving left to right, over in the corner. Bounce pass. Kick out, swinging, and Pleasantville does a good job of recovering.
Left to right on your radio dial. I don't know if kids today would even know what that means.
Little jab step and a fadeaway. Front rim, no good. Rebound. Gillespie tipped it, and it comes out from with Pleasantville with the ball. Here comes Walker. Walker back up, and a little jumper off the iron. No good. Rebound, Holy Spirit. Here they come. 25 seconds left. Little spin, up and under move, and that is short. It was blocked. It looked like Valius blocked it away, and it's going to stay with the Spartans.
That might be the first 12-foot jumper I've seen in about 4 years.
Holy Spirit will inbound. They lead 16-11 underneath their own basket. They get it in. Kane.
Butch Warner looks like he's part of the defense out there. He's getting on the floor.
3 ball is way off the mark. The rebound comes down. Here comes Gonzalez with 6 seconds. Gonzalez all the way coast to coast.
Oh,
Bucket
and
is
one.
Good. And a foul. Gonzalez has 6. He'll get to the line right at the end of this first quarter here. Still 4 seconds left to go.
Big play. Big play by your best player there at the end of the quarter.
Good outlet pass, too. So Gonzalez at the line. And it's no good. The rebound comes to Kane.
Got to put it up. Got to put it up.
As that is the end of the first quarter with the score. Holy Spirit 16, Pleasantville 13. It's high school basketball here, presented by Premier Orthopaedic Associates with Dr. Dwyer and the team, bringing you exclusive coverage of this game, Pleasantville and Holy Spirit. About to start the second quarter here as Holy Spirit leads Pleasantville 16-13.
Mike, this rubber floor reminds me of my high school, Lacey, one of the few schools in the state that still has the rubber floor.
I just think you ever play at the Ocean City Rec Center over there on 6 in the boardwalk. I got into a men's league for some odd reason, and they have the rubber floor over there still.
They knew you were a three-point assassin?
That's right. I hit one and then retired. Holy Spirit with the ball starting this second quarter. Swinging around the top of the key. Dribble drive, kick out, three, thought about it, dribbled into the paint, and then kicked it back out. Spinning around is Smith. And Gillum. And they got a turnover. So Pleasantville's defense there, giving Holy Spirit couldn't get a good look. They were passing around the perimeter. Gutierrez
they got to figure out how to attack that zone defense.
Gonzalez thought about a three, puts the ball on the floor, a couple dribbles, and then a kick out. Three ball is up and good.
Nice shot.
So a three
by Walker.
Walker comes off the bench, hits a three. Holy Spirit, we're tied, 16-16. Spartans with the ball into the corner. Back up top. Good zone defense look by Pleasantville, and a three there. It's the first three for Holy Spirit. Freeman gets that three to go. And then the pressure comes back from the Spartans. So 5 points for Freeman. It's the first three of the night.
That's really the shot they're trying to set up. They love to get that three in the corner. Dribble, drive, draw, dish.
Gutierrez, the trigger man. There's the pressure. There's the trap. They dribble through it. They get it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez left of the lane. Little shovel pass down low. It's blocked off, and then the putback is good. And it looked like Gonzalez got that one.
Yeah, definitely a little hustle around the rim. Finish up the missed shot.
19-18. Three ball up. Spartans looking to take the lead again. Tip up, no good. Rebound, Gutierrez. Gutierrez out in transition. Crosses the timeline. Great bounce pass to Gonzalez. Ooh, the layup's too strong. The rebound and a foul down on the block by Valleas. But, boy, they had a good transition look there.
Yeah. Looks like just out of bounds there off Holy Spirit. So no foul.
So Pleasantville will keep it. 19-18. Holy Spirit in the lead. Gutierrez catches three ball. It's way off the side of the backboard. The rebound put back no good, so they get the offensive chance and no good. Here comes the Spartans back in transition. Three ball up on the wing, and that is way off the mark, but the Spartans come down with another rebound. Kick three, thought about it. Spin, up and under, no good. Rebound is fought for on the floor, and the layup is good. Give it to Smith. A lot of back and forth going on there. Back the other way. Gonzalez spins in the middle of the paint. He just kind of heaves one up towards the rim, and that's no good. Back in transition. Little stutter step into the paint, and the fadeaway, and a little foul push-off. Boy, up and down they go.
Woo. I'm getting dizzy.
So 2 shots for Smith here. Jameer Smith, one of those sophomores. 8 points for Smith.
Had a breakout season on the football field as a defensive back, leading Holy Spirit to that #1 South Jersey ranking.
First free throw is good. Yeah, Smith, Wilkins, Freeman, Gilliam, and Llanos are the 5 sophomores that you'll see together here. Mitchell back in for Pleasantville. Second free throw is good, so he's got 4 from the stripe tonight. Inbound, Gonzalez catches, and he'll just go in high motion once he catches the ball, and he gets called for
I don't
steps.
know about that. That looked like a pretty good drive to me.
He didn't make the bucket, but he's wondering, what did I do? So one of the St. Germain looks like he is walking off with the trainer for Pleasantville. So we'll keep our eye on David St. Germain.
I didn't see a travel on that. I saw him take 2 steps, jump, but
23-18, Holy Spirit with the lead in the ball. 5:12 to play. 3 from way out, and that is good. So Smith from way downtown hits a 3. And a steal. Spartans get it back. Smith blocked away, and a foul.
Believe it or not, that's really his best shot is from kind of straight on a few feet behind the three-point line. I've seen him make several of those. He kind of struggles a little bit on the wing sometimes at the three-pointer or in the corner, but that's straight on from about 3 or 4 feet behind the three-point line.
Yeah, that was it.
He's got some range.
First free throw, no good. Yeah, you're right. He was a couple steps behind. They've had a lot of 3 looks today and some bad misses, but that one was pure.
Well, like I said, it's definitely a strange gym to shoot in with the backgrounds and kind of a little bit of low lighting here.
Free throws no good. Rebound Pleasantville. 26-18 they trail. Trying to slow down the offense here. Cross court to Mitchell. Mitchell catches, puts it right on the floor. Up with the layup, and he's fouled, and it's good.
Strong move.
Mitchell's a sophomore now. He's a big boy.
That's a big young man for a sophomore.
And he put that ball on the floor.
Bringing a little football mentality to the basketball court.
So Mitchell at the line trying to convert the three-point play.
Pleasantville's hanging around. They're doing just enough offensively to keep this thing close, and then keep it close at halftime. It's going to be an interesting third quarter.
Yeah, it's been a sloppy game back and forth, a lot of up and down mistakes, but Pleasantville's got to feel like this is more their style for them. So Mitchell's at the line. He's got 4.
I don't think they mind getting in that kind of game because they don't have a lot of players that are your typical set shooting type of players. They want to get up and down and score in transition.
And Mitchell's free throw is good. Give him 3 in the quarter, 5 in the game. 27-20, Greyhounds. Excuse me, 26-20 Greyhounds. Kicker. Cross court, 3, off the rim, no good. Mitchell comes out with the rebound in transition, right back the other way. Here comes a layup and short. The rebound is still up in the air, taken down by Holy Spirit. Here comes Smith. Smith, one-on-one, middle of the lane. Right-hand floater is off the back of the iron, and the iron is gone. Go. And a timeout taken by Jamie Gillespie. And the Spartans, with 4:12 left to play, 28-21. Holy Spirit takes the lead. And
it's a good timeout by Coach Gillespie. I think he wants to make them understand what the next 4 minutes are about and how to go into the break with, maybe a 12 to 15 point lead instead of maybe being tied or down, only 3-4 point lead. So with a young team, this is what you want to do. Take a timeout. Let them understand what's going to happen here over the next 4 minutes and change so we can go into the second half with a 10 to 12 point lead instead of 3 or 4.
Yeah, and Dave, you talked about the fact that Smith took that long 3. They've been jacking up threes. I mean, it seems like they have the green light to do that.
Yeah, I mean, one thing with a young team that these guys are all good players. They can shoot the ball, so you kind of have to take the good with the bad. They might miss a lot of threes, but they're going to make some big ones too.
By the way, I like how we coordinated the blue.
Yeah.
That wasn't planned.
Well, not planned.
28-21, Spirit leads plate. They'll inbound the ball. We are at the Pleasantville Rec Center. Joe G fires a baseball pass. Half court, and Pleasantville beats the press just like that. That's one way to beat it. Have a pitcher fire a strike down the other end.
Yep.
Gutierrez, dribble drive, little drop step,
nice
and a nice leaves it for Mitchell, and Mitchell gets an easy layup. Right back the other way, Spartans, and they answer. As Freeman.
Mitchell started to get involved. He struggled a little bit early to find his rhythm down low, but
that game against Atlantic City, Mitchell had a much better second half. He got going in the second half. They had a tough half, the first half, the entire team, but Mitchell was one of the guys in the second half that finally got some offense for them. Back the other way. And trying to body his way through is Walker. Walker just kind of lowered the shoulder there.
Showing a little moxie here, the Hounds.
3:38 left to play here in the half.
I mean, if you're Pleasantville, you want to keep this at 6 or under by the time you come around to halftime. I think that they'd feel good going into the break down by 6 or less.
30-23, Greyhounds trail with the ball. Gutierrez leaves it off for Gonzalez into the corner. Walker, long 3. It's off the back of the iron, no good. Rebound, tipped up, and the Spartans come out with it. Kane corrals it. Here comes Smith. Smith pull up 3, and Smith gets it to go. So Smith hits another 3. It's his second of the quarter, and he's having a big second quarter here for the Spartans, who lead it by 10.
Once he gets going, he can be tough to stop.
Walker floater is in, and Walker giving a little instant offense.
The bank is still open.
5 points for Walker off the bench.
Banks are open late on Tuesdays.
Kick into the corner, dribble drive, tough shot, altered, rebound taken down by Gillespie. Cross court Gillespie, long 3 for Smith. Smith almost banked that thing in, and then it's knocked out of bounds by Villegas.
You're that far out, you got to call glass.
And he did. You just didn't hear him. $12 points in the quarter here for Smith.
You really can't get that separation they're looking for, though.
Steal by Gonzalez. Gonzalez back all the way coast to coast. Ooh, what a tough layup by Noel Gonzalez, and he's got 4 in the quarter. 10 in the game. I mean, Gonzalez, once he gets ahead of steam, he has no objective other than I'm taking this to the basket.
I'm going through you. So you can get my way if you want. You're going down. He's always played with that kind of attitude, though, even since his freshman year.
You're a baseball guy, Sully. His father used to throw this just 12-6 deuce.
Knee buckler?
Oh, man. Another 3 there by Smith, by the way, off the inbound. And here come the Spartans again. Smith, end transition. Smith, coast to coast. Too strong. Rebound, taken by the Spartans, and then knocked out of bounds. It'll go back to Pleasantville. 36-27, 2:10 left to play here in the half.
Yeah, if you're Pleasantville, you need a couple of good possessions here. You score about 4 to 6 points in the last 2 minutes.
Gonzalez gets it poked, but he goes and chases it down, and he throws up the layup. It is short. Mitchell lays on the ground for it, and Freeman falls over them, but Mitchell was on the end line, and it'll go back to
I don't think that's the kind of possession they were looking for, but not with 2 minutes to go. You want to kind of value those possessions a little bit more.
Yeah, now Holy Spirit had a 10-point lead. They can make it 11 here, up to 12 with this possession. Cross court to Gillespie. Gillespie catches on the baseline.
Oh, nice look.
Kane. Kane's shot is blocked away by Mitchell. Kane hits the deck.
Great look by Gillespie. Way to read the defense.
Oh, it looked like a pretty nice block. A lot of physicality, but, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at the high school level, that's going to get called when there's that much contact.
Sean Kane at the line for Holy Spirit. Gets on the scoreboard for the first time. Here's David St. Germain. Looks to be healthy. He's back in. 10-point game. Spartans in control, 37-27. 1:49 left to play here in the first half. St. Germain back in for Walker.
One of the interesting things about this year is you kind of get to hear everything the coaches are saying while the game's going on. You don't normally get to hear that when you have these loud student sections and everything else. So
we got a jump ball off that miss. Kane came in and corralled it. And the arrow is facing Pleasantville. 37-27.
I imagine it's got to be interesting with watching a Coach Gene Allen game in an empty gym.
It was pretty interesting.
Hearing everything he says.
Well, they were up pretty handily in that game,
right.
But St. Germain uses the screen, floats it into the paint, and a nice easy, he misses the gimme, does Whitaker, and the Spartans come out with the miss. Whitaker had a nice easy look, and he just missed it.
It's about the 4th or 5th rebound from Gillespie off the bench.
Dontra Whitaker is a senior into the game for the first time for Pleasantville. Into the corner and bounces it out of bounds. It'll stay with Pleasantville. You heard Noel Gonzalez saying, hey, guys, we're playing 1-3-1 here. Let's go.
Trying to get these young guys to understand what they're trying to do defensively.
This was a very good Pleasantville team last year, and he was a pretty big part of that Pleasantville team. They lost a lot of firepower. Near steal by the Greyhounds. Run down by Freeman. Freeman loses the handle. St. Germain out in transition. He'll try to go one-on-one. Goes behind the back, and he's cut off on the baseline.
Got to get a timeout here.
And he calls
Good call, finally, yeah.
Coach Sully calls the timeout for the Greyhounds with 57 seconds left. They're down by 10. It's kind of a big possession here.
Can't take him with you into halftime. So
that's right.
With a minute to go, you got to call timeout there. You got to kind of get reorganized.
And you have a 10-point deficit here. This is a big possession to cut that thing back under double digits.
Right, no doubt.
We want to thank our friends over at Premier Orthopaedics, Dr. Thomas Dwyer. Check them out at all their many locations on how they can assist you. They're assisting all of you out there by allowing us to be in your homes to watch high school basketball. When no fans are allowed in, Premier Orthopedic Associates and Dr. Thomas Dwyer have stepped up and brought this presentation of high school basketball.
Yeah, it's really a shame for parents, especially of senior players, not to be able to be out here at the games. So we're happy to be at least be bringing you some video feeds of some of these games, and on my end at glorydaysonline.com, write some stories and featuring up some of these seniors.
And Whitaker catches and then took steps before he put the ball on the floor. Yeah, great coverage from Sully and the team at Glory Days. And, you just wrote a couple articles about some new coaches at Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Keith Primo's daughter, Kylie, she's taking over girls lacrosse. And Nenad Gorgiev, he's an international soccer experience, so he's going to bring a lot to that boys soccer program. Sean Kane, one of their stars, so he'll get a look at the new coach this spring. He turned pro at 17, so he knows what he's doing on the pitch.
And I read that article, and I wasn't aware that Holy Spirit had been struggling that much as a program. So we'll see if they get, new coach can bring in some new life to that program. 40 seconds left in this first half.
I think psychologically they just need some points here to go in less than 10. That would be a big boost for this Pleasantville team.
Noel Gonzalez at the line. It's the leading scorer for Pleasantville. And he misses on that first one.
Got two different color shoes on.
I noticed that. I don't know if it's the instep that's one color in the
other. No, I think it's two different shoes.
Which wouldn't surprise me with the kids today. Gonzalez's second free throw is good, so give him 5 in the quarter. 9-point game. Spartans with the ball. They lead by 9.
Like to get a steal here if you're Pleasantville.
Freeman.
Get a kind of a 2-for-1.
Cross court. Little baseline jumper's no good by Gillespie, but Lanos comes back with the rebound and a putback.
Great offensive rebound by Lanos.
Back the other way. Pleasantville's going to get a 3. It's too strong, and good box out as the ball goes up and over the backboard. And Holy Spirit will get one final shot here with 15.8 seconds to go. They lead by 11. 39-28. Into the corner. 5 seconds. Baseline. Gillespie bounce pass. Oh, he lost the handle. It's going to go back to Pleasantville with just under 1 second to play, so it's not going to be enough time for the Greyhounds to get a shot. Like, we're going to go into halftime with the Greyhounds trailing the Spartans 39-28 here at halftime. And, of course, the second half still to come. But give us a couple quick first half thoughts here. We saw a lot of up and down, back and forth action here. But Holy Spirit just couldn't run away yet from Pleasantville.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised that they weren't a little bit more deliberate once they started getting a lead and try to slow this game down a little bit. But, hey, give them credit. They're off and running, and they want to get out there and run. And they're going to live with some missed threes and that kind of thing to kind of just stay in that mode of we're going to take it to you and see if we can keep up.
Yeah, and I know if you're Pleasantville right now, you're like, look, we just got to get a couple things to go our way. It seems like
they probably missed about 3 or 4 easy layups, so that's the difference of a 6 to 8 point swing.
I feel like they're constantly chasing. Like they've been turning the ball over. They can cut those turnovers down. It seems like this game would be
and
right there.
They did in the second quarter. The pressure really got to them in the first quarter, but you saw them really end the first quarter into the second quarter. They made a bit of a run, got to within a couple, and then I think Holy Spirit really showed over the last 3 or 4 minutes that they can be the team that extends this in the second half. And we'll see if they can build on what they've done over the second quarter.
Yeah, you said something, Sully, that really perked my interest, is if there was a Cape Atlantic League tournament. I feel like they could have maybe made that work somehow, to have that tournament for the kids, to give them something to play for in terms of, hey, you're going to play 12 regular season games. Everyone's going to be into this tournament, and then, boom, that would have been a fun weekend. But you said it. This year would be wide open. I mean, I saw St. Joe's was very impressed. Saw the prep, impressed with them. I like this Holy Spirit team. Atlantic City lost last night to Ocean City. This seems like it would have been a year. Egg Harbor Township's very good.
Yeah, they're having a great season. And that's one of the teams that, they were getting mentioned in the top 20 and statewide in the preseason. So it would have been an awesome tournament this year just to see all that parity. And, like you said, they could they have done it at the end of the season? I don't know.
And funny part is, I left out the 3-time defending champions, Wildwood Catholic.
Right.
That's a team, too, that would say, hey, don't forget about us.
Right.
All right, we're at halftime here. Mike Gill, Dave O'Sullivan here on BFA Sports, thanks to Premier Orthopaedics. And, of course, they have helped bring you all these high school basketball games on the BFA Sports. And, of course, we are at halftime 39-28. Holy Spirit leads Pleasantville. We'll have the second half for you here coming up next.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. Tom Dwyer, CEO of Premier Orthopaedic Associates. As a parent of 2 former high school athletes, I can only imagine how difficult it is for so many of you who are unable to be at the game to watch your child or favorite student athlete compete due to COVID-19 restrictions this season. As such, our team here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates has partnered with our friends at BFA Sports to give you, the fans, a virtual front row seat. And for the student athlete, a new experience, a pretty cool professional broadcast they'll be able to keep forever at no cost for all of you to enjoy. Well, I see it's just about time for tip-off. So from all of us here at Premier Orthopaedic Associates, best of luck this season. Stay safe, be well, and while we hope we don't see any of you anytime soon, we're here for you if you should need us. Enjoy the game.
All right, welcome back. About to start the second half. Mike Gill and Dave O'Sullivan from Glory Days Magazine set to bring you the second half of this one. Of course, Dave is well-traveled all over the Cape Atlantic League and beyond. And obviously, you've seen a lot of the teams in the Cape Atlantic League right now. And obviously, people very intrigued by this Holy Spirit Spartans team. But Pleasantville's giving them all they can. Yeah,
it's been a good job by Pleasantville. Like I said, they're a very inexperienced team aside from Gonzalez there in the starting 5. But they've been hanging with Holy Spirit. It'll be interesting to see how the flow of this game goes in the third quarter. Very high-paced action in the first half.
We're about to bring you this third quarter as we're back to live action here on BFA Sports. Pleasantville with the ball going left to right. Gonzalez comes out of the break. Gonzalez had 11 points in the first half. 21 points for Smith led all scorers for Holy Spirit.
Not surprising. He's the leading scorer on that team, and they kind of go how he goes. If he's scoring, they're winning.
3 ball up, short rebound as Gutierrez in the mix. Gutierrez with a block from the backside, and it'll stay with Holy Spirit. So the starters are back on the floor for the Spartans. Gutierrez, who did not start for Pleasantville, he is in the lineup to start things. Now, I talked to him at halftime. He said this is his first game back this year. He has not played a game all year.
Okay. Be interesting to see if Freeman can get rolling. Once he gets going, he's tough to stop. He hasn't really found his groove yet, number 5 for Holy Spirit.
39-30, Spartans with the lead in the ball. Dribble drive to the basket, and the layup is just short Wilkins, and he'll get to the line. 21 for Smith in the first half. Freeman had 7, 4 for Llanos. They all came from the line. 11 for Gonzalez for Pleasantville, 7 for Mitchell, 5 for Walker. And the free throw is good. Got the color-coded pens for this game.
Look at this guy. You're in mid-season form.
Yeah.
Of course, it is mid-season, sort of.
Just my second.
In any other year, it'd be mid-season.
It's my second game, but I feel like I'm on my fastball here. With the pens, at least. Gonzalez, by the way, we got to witness them spray down the whole gym between the JV game and the varsity game to make sure everything was sanitized and clean. So we know.
Yeah, it was like something out of that movie, Outbreak.
That Pleasantville's doing a good job. Belea's 3, no good. Rebound, Gutierrez. And Gutierrez with a fadeaway.
Joe G, your boy.
He said to me, my first game, this isn't my sport. That's when you know you're a baseball player. He'll be pitching for the Greyhounds baseball team, who did not get to play last year.
Right.
I know you're looking forward to the baseball season already.
Absolutely, yeah. Some warm weather. It's just going to be great. Lacrosse, softball, it's going to be great to get out there for spring sports.
We just
assuming everything can happen.
Coaches versus Cancer reveal show the other night. I can imagine you're going to see Glory Days there all weekend because there's going to be a ton.
Absolutely.
3 ball up and good, by the way, by Freeman. There's going to be a ton of prospects in this area, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's going to be a great tournament. Really high-level teams in South Jersey. You're talking about Gloucester Catholic, St. Augustine, Lenape, Delsey, just some great teams.
Corner 3, in and out, no good, as Gutierrez just off the mark. Rebound, Llanos. Good pressure by Gonzalez, and he gets the steal, then he just floats up a layup. It comes up short. Boy, his effort is unmatched out there at some points. Smith, coast to coast, cuts down the middle of the lane, and Gutierrez comes down with the rebound. Villegas, bounce pass, and the bounce pass is too strong, and it'll stay with Pleasantville. 44-32. Pleasantville going to bring in
Well, the pace is about the same from the first half.
back and forth. Yep.
No slowing down on either one of these teams.
Catch, shooting three.
That was big.
And a three by Villegas.
They needed that.
Yes, they did. They cut it back to 9. Just when it went to double digits, they get it right back underneath. Can Pleasantville get a run? Top of the key. They swing it. Good defense by the Greyhounds. Llanos, short, rebound. Freeman, and the putback is good. So Freeman now has 5 points in the quarter.
Interesting to see how they attack this zone defense, Holy Spirit. They really don't have a quintessential big man.
Villegas, 3 ball short off the front of the rim, but the rebound comes down. It's run down by Gutierrez. Gutierrez bounced pass, and it's stolen in. Stepped in the passing lane, and coast to coast goes Wilkins, and a layup. So Wilkins has 4.
Pleasantville getting a little careless with the turnovers is costing them.
Walker crosses the timeline with a lot of pressure. Barnes, nice save.
Yeah.
Barnes just into the game for the first time, by the way, and gets a bucket. Spirit almost throws it away. Back the other way. 3 ball up, and it's way off the mark, and the rebound comes down. Here comes Walker. Walker, bounce pass up to Barnes. Barnes goes right back to the basket. Barnes might have taken a step or two. They let it go, and the rebound is ripped down by the Spartans. Back the other way. Here comes a spin, and the layup is short. Gutierrez gets a hand in there, but the putback is good by Kai Gillum. So Gillum gives Holy Spirit an 11-point lead. 12. 49-37. Baseline. Cut off nicely. Barnes tries to get a little separation. The ball is on the floor, and Llanos
thought he might try to get a timeout there before the tie-up. Couldn't get it.
You see the frustration. Gonzalez is a senior out there. And, you know, we talked about it, Sully. This was a very good Pleasantville team last year. They lost a lot of pieces, and Gonzalez was one of the few guys that's back from that team last year.
They only had, I was looking at their season from last year, they only had 4 losses after February 1st last year. One of those was in the Cal tournament, right? Big winning in St. Joe. One was in the Cal tournament, one was in the state playoffs. So they really finished up strong last year and kind of in a little bit of a rebuild mode here with some younger guys.
Pleasantville inbounds. Matthew to Gonzalez. Gonzalez to Villegas.
Spirit's gone back to a man defense.
Barnes dribbles to the top of the key. Gonzalez looking for a little separation. Now a 3. It's off the back of the iron. No good. The rebound comes down to Gillum. In transition. Into the corner. 3 ball up. Freeman. Short. No good. Back in the other way. Here comes Villegas. Over to Mathen. Little Euro step. No good. Ball is tipped up. Here comes Freeman.
Oh, great
Freeman
play.
Out. Gillum. Layup is short, but he was fouled. So
great
Gillum
play by Gillespie there to just kind of tip the ball to a teammate. He knew he couldn't get the rebound himself, but just a little bit of almost like a tip drill in football.
Yeah, and you know, Gillespie, as you said, he's the only senior. He's like the perfect kind of complement to all these sophomores who like to run and get up, and he doesn't mind doing the tips and the dirty stuff.
Yep. Doesn't mind getting down there on the blocks, getting some offensive rebounds. He's probably got about 6-7 rebounds already.
Kai Gillum at the line. 4 points in the game. Second one coming. He missed the first. Second one is good. So give Gillum 3 in the quarter. Gonzalez, nice pass. Matthew trying to bump his way, and he was fouled on the backside there from Jameer Wilkins. So the wiry Christopher Matthew, the senior.
No relation to the honey badger, I don't think.
Spelled the same way. Couple dribbles. Off the front of the rim and down it goes.
That's what Pleasantville needs. Get some points with the clock stopped. Get some freebies at the line.
By the way, that's his first point of the game. Front rim no good. Rebound by Freeman. Coast to coast layup is good. So out the transition, and you can't go 2 for 1. They get 1 on the free throw, give 2 the other way. Barnes shot blocked away by Gillespie.
That's not a good recipe for winning basketball.
Nope, it's usually
giving up 2 for every 1 you get.
Yeah. Kane is into the game for Holy Spirit. Barnes, the trigger man for Pleasantville. And
going to have to hit a couple threes here at some point.
Floats it to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, Velez. Velez shot is too strong. Rebound, put back, Barnes, good. So Barnes is giving him 4 off the bench here in the third. Holy Spirit, 52. Greyhounds 40, 12-point game. Late third quarter, 3-ball up. Strong, rebound, Gillespie, run down by Kane. Kane fires a pass down into the paint, and a layup is good.
Great pass.
So give Kai Gillum another bucket. Up to 14. Crossover. Foul line jumper. Off the back of the iron, goes way up and down. Kane collides with Barnes, and we got a foul. 1:53 left to play in the third. 54-40. Holy Spirit in the lead with the ball. And we got a timeout taken by Butch Warner.
This is about the time of the game where Holy Spirit ran into trouble against St. Augustine with kind of some wild possessions. Didn't really value the ball and allowed the Hermits to kind of chip away in the last 2-3 minutes of the third quarter and get that lead down to, I think it was 6 or 8 going in the fourth quarter. So it'll be interesting to see if Holy Spirit can take these next 2 minutes and kind of limit the possessions of Pleasantville.
It's a really defining moment for this game because if Holy Spirit's got a 14-point lead, if they can push this up to about 20 by the fourth quarter, it's a much different mentality for Pleasantville trying to come back from 20 in one quarter as opposed to
Right.
12, you know?
Well, that's what Jamie Gillespie said against the game against St. Augustine. They had a three-pointer rim out for start of the fourth quarter. That would have been an 11-point lead. Instead, it's 8. Next thing you know, it's down to 4. Next thing you know, your sophomores are kind of in a little bit of panic mode against St. Augustine. So trying to avoid that here against Pleasantville.
Big possession here. It's a 14-point game. Holy Spirit facing some pressure here. They inbound the ball. They get it to Smith. Smith gets it stolen away, and Pleasantville on the floor. And a big steal there. Khalid Harriskin, who's just into the game for the first time. Forces a turnover. And now Mitchell's going to come back in and get to steal and comes on out.
You're thinking, dang, Coach, what do I got to do to stay in the lineup here?
I just got the steal.
I'm hustling, getting steals.
Velez for 3. No good. That would have been a big one.
That would have been huge.
And that was on the mark. He just couldn't get it to go down. Here come the Spartans. Back the other way, stolen away almost by Gonzalez. The ball is tipped up in the air, and we've got
looks like a turnover on Holy Spirit.
timeout. We got a timeout taken by Holy Spirit. Want to remind you, our friends at Premier Orthopaedics Associates, Dr. Thomas Dwyer, with many locations. Check them out online, and of course, happy to bring you all the action of this kind of truncated high school basketball season with no fans, and it's been a wild year, man.
It's great for these kids to be able to play, though. I mean, you saw what happened last spring with baseball and softball, lacrosse, all those spring sports being wiped out, and even some of the football teams only played 3 or 4 games. So it's great to be able to get to the point where we can come out here and bring this to you and see some of these teams at least play this season. I mean, I know it's been tough for everybody. All these parents having to deal with their kids at home, and just a lot going on for all these families. It's a great outlet for these young men.
Harriskin's back into the game. He almost got another steal. Down on the block, and Kane is fouled by Barnes on the backside. So Holy Spirit gets some deep penetration there down to the left block and gets Kane to the line. Back to the orange pen.
Back to the orange pen.
Yep.
It's getting serious now.
Free throw, man. Free throw. There's Kane. Second free throw.
Oh, you got a whole system going on here.
I can tell by the orange stripe that he's made 2 free throws. Second one coming. And Kane is short off the front of the rim, and the rebound is thrown in by Mitchell. He saved it under the Spartan basket. That's a no-no. And the rebound is taken and put back up by Freeman, and Freeman gets a deuce. Back the other way, and Gonzalez is just ripped.
So Kane trades a missed free throw for an assist. I think he'll take that any day.
Smith just wrestled Gonzalez to the ground there. One of those horse collars. Mitchell inbounds. 1:17 to play in the third. Here comes Gonzalez. Between the circles. Leaves it off on the wing. 3 ball short. Rebound. Holy Spirit in transition. Gillum back the other way. Layup. Way off the mark. Rebound ripped down by Kane. And Kane's another one like Gillespie. He's just in there mixing it up. Has no problem doing the dirty work. Holy Spirit will inbound. 1 minute to play here in the third. And the pass is too strong. Mitchell runs it down. Mitchell coast to coast. Mitchell! And he is fouled. Foul's going to be on Freeman. Mitchell will get to the line. He's got 7 points. 58-40. We just talked about it, Sully. This game can either be 20 or about 12-10, and it's going towards that 20 mark right now.
Yeah, Holy Spirit doing a great job getting out in transition, finishing their layups.
First free throw is good by Mitchell. Ivan Mitchell, a sophomore. Hits a pair from the line. So Mitchell has 9 in the game. His first points here of this third quarter. Gillespie will inbound the ball. Pressure from the Greyhounds, and the near steal. The ball's on the floor, and it is going to stay with the Spartans. 51 seconds left. That could have been a big possession steal there by the Greyhounds. We just talked about it getting closer to 20. They had a chance for a little 4-0 run. Now the pass is in. Wilkins, layup and a foul.
Too many easy layups on the press break there.
Freeman gets the bucket and will get to the stripe. Nine points. Opportunity to get to double digits here in the third quarter.
It's kind of getting out of hand here for Pleasantville. They got to regroup at the end of this quarter and figure out a way kind of run to get back in this game.
Free throw is good. Gives them double digits here in this third quarter. 17 overall. Gonzalez hard to the hole, but he was fouled. He was met there by Gillespie. 17 for Freeman. 21 for Smith. Smith has not scored here in the third quarter. How about 38 last night for Gannon Brady?
Kid could just score. I mean, you don't think he's ever going to score in the 20s and 30s, but just so athletic and so many different ways he can score. He can shoot the three. He can get baseline layups, jumpers. He's a really fun kid to watch.
So Gonzalez goes 1 of 2 from the line. Off the miss. Here come the Spartans.
Mitchell thought he had all ball on that one. He might have a case.
You always have a case against the refs.
Let him play. No, I thought he was a clean strip, but the refs thought otherwise.
36 seconds as we are in this third quarter. Wilkins dribbles through the Pleasantville defense. Kick out 3-ball up is way off the side of the backboard, and the rebound is run down by Mitchell. Mitchell out in transition, 23 seconds, and Barnes gets the layup. Mitchell with the assist. Barnes has got 6 in this quarter.
Look at this,
and a
look
steal.
at this. If this
Gonzalez
goes
for 3. It's off the front of the rim, no good. And Kane comes up with the rebound. He and Gonzalez playing a little. Wilkins, long 3 is up, and The rebound is taken down by Gutierrez.
Oh.
Three-quarter, court 3 is off the mark, and that's how we end the third quarter. With the score, Pleasantville Holy Spirit 61, Pleasantville 45. We get to the fourth quarter here. As Pleasantville, we talked about, it was either they were going to go 21 way or maybe 10 the other. They were at 14, and here we are,
right
61,
in between, 16-point lead. So
right in between.
This is really the point where Holy Spirit has to start valuing possessions and taking some time off that clock and not allow Pleasantville to get any kind of momentum where they can go on a 6, 7, 8, 9-0 run and get it back in this game.
Well, and you talked about that's where having a young team sometimes. They talked about the Spirit game, the prep game where they had the lead, but you got young guys, and sometimes they don't want those possessions. They just want to keep on going.
Right. Well, against St. Augustine, it was a little bit early to kind of go into stall mode, so you don't mind them kind of playing their normal offense, but it's one thing to play your normal offense, and it's another thing to make just bad decisions on jacking up a shot 4 to 5 seconds into the possession. Maybe work it around a time or two and take half a minute off and see what kind of look you can get.
Fourth quarter, 61-45. Big possession to start things off here for Pleasantville.
They're going to need a couple of threes to get back in this game, no matter how you slice it.
They've got 3 threes in the game. Barnes takes one, misses. Gutierrez with the putback. Joe Gutierrez.
See Jameer Smith back in the game for Holy Spirit.
Smith. And just like that, Smith gets a layup. His first points of the second half, he's got 23. Mitchell dribbling through traffic. Mitchell pulls up short. Mitchell can't get it to go. He hits the deck, and the ball goes off of Smith. It'll stay with Pleasantville, who's going to get a couple subs right into the game. 61-47. 7:24 left to play. Into the corner. Gutierrez, dribble drive, kick out. Nice extra pass.
Yep.
But the look was not there. Good defense by the Spartans. Here's Gonzalez. Little jab step, pull back, cuts down the middle of the lane, then he loses the handle.
He's getting a little frustrated. You can see that.
Wilkins spins all the way to the bucket and a little out of control. Gutierrez comes out with the miss. Here comes Gutierrez, crosses the timeline. Gutierrez all the way, leaves it off for Barnes. Barnes kicks it out. Elias 3, shot no good. Rebound taken down by the Spartans. Smith leaves it, and a nice easy layup there. So Freeman gets the layup, and the Spartans lead by 18.
Pleasantville getting a little frustrated here offensively, and a great job by Holy Spirit defensively to lock down those driving lanes.
Barnes just throws up a shot. It's short, and he gets his own rebound in the miss, and it gets a putback. He's got 8 points in this second half off the bench. He didn't play at all the first half. Top of the key 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound by
Those are
Barnes.
the kind of possessions I was talking about, Mike, where you're 5 seconds into possession, jacking up a 3. You don't need that. You're up 16.
Long 3, way off the mark. Barnes, saved by Villegas, but they're going to say he stepped on the end line. Walker back into the game. Gonzalez is going to take a seat for the first time.
That's kind of the conundrum that Coach Gillespie faces with this group is how much do you pull back when you do have a lead? You don't want to really limit what they're do best. So sometimes you're walking a little bit of a tightrope there as a coach.
Harriskin called for the foul.
Butch Warner getting hot over something.
Holy Spirit will inbound the ball. They get it into Smith. And they got another foul. So Harriskin's out there using them up.
Yep. Fouls to give.
He came in, got a steal, took a seat, came back in, got a near steal. Now he's out there getting a foul. So he'll take a seat. Or excuse me. So again, we're playing at the rec center, so we're basically looking at one of those rec center scoreboards here. They do not have the team fouls up there, but obviously Holy Spirit is now in the penalty. They'll go to the line. First one is good. .24 for Smith.
That's about what he's averaging this year. He's had some big games.
Second one is no good. Rebound, Pleasantville. 5:49 to play. Gutierrez into the corner. Swings it back to the top. Gutierrez, long three. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound, Holy Spirit. Smith. Smith, kick out. Top of the key.
Yeah, I don't think Pleasantville has much of a chance unless they can hit at least a couple of threes. You're down 17 at this point.
Yeah, 66-49. Off on the wing. Cutting down low. Llanos, the layup and a foul. So Llanos
just outworking the defender on that possession.
And he'll get to the line to try to convert this, and this would make it a 20-point game. And the free throw is good. We're up to 20. And just like that. So Holy Spirit's been trying to get to that 20-point mark, and they finally have. Little screen, three, off the back of the rim and good. So a three off the glass for Davenport. And Llanos with an answer.
Must have had a Red Bull at halftime or something. He's fired up.
Davenport, three. Llanos responds, 71-52. It's Isaiah Davenport, a sophomore for Pleasantville. He's got the hot hand. Fires one back up. Gutierrez, a little fade away. That's too strong. The rebound, outlet pass. Here we go. And tries for the jam, and he missed it. Not enough air for Gillum. The Reebok pumps, man.
Yeah, they circa 1987.
Right around there. D. Brown.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Former Celtic.
Back to live action, 71-52. Pleasantville with the ball, trying to chip back into this. About halfway through this fourth and final quarter. Elbow. Gonzalez is dribbling through traffic. The layup is strong, and the outlet pass for Holy Spirit. 3-on-1. And the layup. Gillespie.
Been seeing that all night at a Holy Spirit in transition.
Back the other way, and a layup is good. Another bucket there for Walker. We're playing the game here in the Pleasantville Rec Center. We're starting to get a rec game just back and forth.
Yeah.
I think Pleasantville, who has played hard all night, obviously they had some turnovers early in this game, and they've been playing from behind all game long, but they haven't not played hard.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, these guys are getting after it. Looks like that my man Ziggy Washington in the game. Zaire Washington, number 21, one of the stars of the football team.
At the line, Jamir Wilkins.
Wilkins has quietly had a nice game for the Spartans.
Had a big third quarter, and he hits a pair there. the double figures. Gonzalez's layup comes up short. Back the other way, and the layup is too strong. The rebound, Gillespie. Washington ties it up. So Washington gets the tie up, but the arrow will face Holy Spirit. 75-54 with 2:56 left to play in the game. Spartans look to improve to 3-3 in the North. Pleasantville would fall to 1-4 in the North.
Feels weird saying that. Cape Atlantic League North.
Yeah. Steal by Pleasantville. Davenport 3. Way off the mark.
I kind of like the geographical divisions, but there's definitely some mismatches in there.
Smith gets a layup. Yeah,
you have St. Augusta playing Buna, those kind of things.
Well, St. Augusta's playing Bridgeton tonight, yeah, right. And I saw that game was not very close. Mitchell with a long 3. Rebound by Gillespie. Right, I guess they tried to limit the travel.
Yeah, but it is kind of neat having, all those Cape May teams in one division.
Right, they get after each other down
having
there.
Teams like Atlantic City and with Mainland and Ocean City.
Yeah, and I heard last night listening to the game on 97.3 ESPN radio, which was Ocean City's record against Atlantic City. It was like 4-48 or something like that. Yeah. They got the win last night.
With a bunch of baseball players.
Yeah.
Gannon Brady, Tom Finnegan.
Yeah, I was going to say, that was my whole pitching rotation one year.
Right.
Tom Finnegan.
They were all 13-year-old All-Stars? For A, sure?
Yeah, Brady and Finnegan not on the same team. I think they both stayed back in 8th grade that extra year. But Brady,
he's a senior this year, correct?
Right, but he would have graduated by now. He stayed back 8th grade, and I believe Finnegan, I know Finnegan did. I think Brady did. But had Brady.
They're going to have some kind of pitching staff this spring, huh?
Man.
Noonan, Finnegan, Brady.
McCarron.
Duke McCarron, sure.
Yeah, Finnegan pitched for my team that went to the World Series in Arkansas, and then they won it the following year. Out of bounds. 1:37 to play. 77-56, and at BFA we'll be covering the entire Coaches versus Cancer.
That's going to be an awesome tournament.
All the games will be able to be watched. Gonzalez.
I know Holy Spirit baseball coach Steve Normain is already planning on seeing Chase Petty in the second game of the season when they mix it up with Mainland.
Well, I was talking to Kern about this, and he said, they keep changing the game on us. Like each, hey, one day it's Tuesday, then he went Wednesday. I said, well, he's trying to hide. Well, and that the one thing that's interesting about that Coaches versus Cancer, which is the 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere around there in April. It's the first week of the year. I mean, normally that would be,
the season starts around the 20th, right?
Yeah, since everything's getting kind of going later, teams are going to be in their first week playing big-time competition.
Right.
No hiding. Cross court. Under a minute to play here in this one. Spartans kind of pull away here in this fourth quarter. It was a 16-point game in the end of the third.
They really did a great job in transition, converting on layups, and Freeman had a tremendous game. I told you in the first quarter, watch out for this guy because he's going to have an impact on this game, and sure enough, he did, along with guys like Gilliam and Wilkins. Got about 45 seconds here.
Ivan Mitchell at the line. Second one no good. Ripped down by Washington. The putback is good. So give Washington
Ziggy
a deuce.
getting on the score sheet.
The collision.
Look at Gonzalez still going 100 miles an hour out there.
By the
Got to
way,
like the fight in that kid.
Monday, it's Wildwood Catholic Atlantic City. That game will be on 97.3 radio.
Nice.
And we'll have the video feed for you here at BFA.
What time's that?
I want to say 6.
6 o'clock.
I think a lot of these games are 5:30 this year. Some of them are moving to 6 for the broadcast.
Right.
But I think most of them are 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Big congrats out to Steve DePatry, girls coach at Wildwood Catholic, picking up win number 500 last night.
Now, were you at Glory Days when he was still at Sacred Heart?
We started 2014 was our first basketball season, 2013, 2014. So I don't know if he was already at Wildwood Catholic then.
Well, he went to Wildwood Catholic when Sacred Heart closed.
Right.
So I don't know if when Sacred Heart was
that was
still
back
open.
in my Daily Journal days.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he had some great teams at Sacred Heart for sure.
People forget how good they were.
Yeah.
I mean, they dominated the league for a little while there. Gillespie, 1 of 2 from the line.
I mean, 500 wins, you're talking 25 wins for 20 years.
Yeah, there's a time there where it was just Sacred Heart. You just penciled them in to be, one of the top. In a long 3, finally, Gonzalez gets one to go. I feel like he just has that's his first 3 of the game. Near steal by Gonzalez. Puts him at 20 points for the game.
Yeah, he's always been a solid player for them, and he's going to be kind of the bridge to the next generation of Pleasantville basketball players.
Second attempt from the free throw line is good. Layup is short. By the way, the free throw by George Coles for Holy Spirit. And the outlet pass, that's going to do it. Gillespie just dribbles it out, and that's the final. The score, Holy Spirit 79, Pleasantville 61. Spartans go to 3-3, and the Greyhounds fall to 1-4. Close game, back and forth, a lot of action, but too much, really the team that had more talent, you could tell, won that game. Pleasantville short on talent in this particular game tonight. It's a very young but talented Holy Spirit team.
Yeah, and it's great to see a Holy Spirit team getting into the 70s in terms of points scored. We haven't seen that in a couple of years. So you see the type of talent that they do have and the type of potential with this starting 5 full of sophomores, and they like to get after it. They're not going to be afraid of anybody. They're not going to back down from any challenges. So it's great to see them kind of getting back in their winning ways. I know they've had some tough games here early in the season against teams like Egg Harbor Township and St. Augustine Prep. But as this season goes by, you see them being able to not only make the runs that get you to winning basketball, but being able to hold on to those leads as well.
So 26 points for Jameer Smith. He led all scores, 19 for Freeman and 10 for Wilkins, 9 for Lano. So over 4 Pleasantville, 20 points in the game for Gonzalez as he led the Greyhounds, who lose 79-61 here at the Rec Center. We want to thank everybody out there for watching, and of course Dr. Thomas Dwyer from Premier Orthopaedic Associates, who help bring you all these live video games where people cannot get in the building. We appreciate Dr. Dwyer and Premier for the live video tonight. For my man Sully from Glory Days Magazine, make sure you check out GloryDays.com.
GloryDaysOnline.com.
There you go.
Check us out.
GloryDaysOnline.com. Put it right on the bottom of the screen there for them. We'll be back with more here on BFA Sports. Thanks again, everybody.